One disaster after another, one after another. This scandal, I mean, she is all of it, right? She is just getting out of control, unhinged. Take a look at this one. So, Nutmeg sparked backlash after choosing to unveil the latest addition to her as ever lifestyle brand just hours after the death of beloved global entertainment icon Dolly Parton. RaiderOnline.com can reveal. The Duchess of Sussex, 45, debuted her new spiced apple butter less than 5 hours after the death. Okay, delivered the heartbreaking. So, as we know, that what happened, right? So, prompting critics to brand Nutmeg an idiot. An idiot. Parton's nephew, Brian Seaver, delivered the devastating news of his aunt's death in a video shared across the Jolene Singer's social media accounts just before 11 a.m. PST on Tuesday. The bombshell announcement immediately eclipsed nearly everything else in the news cycle as A-list stars, fellow music legends, and grieving fans flooded social media with tributes to the entertainer. However, Nutmeg appeared to continue her marketing for as ever as usual. Just before 3 p.m. PST, she dropped an Instagram post advertising her new spiced apple butter. Okay, so your spiced apple butter is more important than that news? Okay. Critics immediately called Nutmeg out for marketing a new product after the country's icon's passing. Some wondered whether the as ever post had been pre-scheduled, and if so, why the former actress had not pulled it and postponed the product launch until the news cycle was no longer overwhelmingly dominated by Parton's death. On Reddit, one user called Nutmeg an idiot, and another person added, "Dolly died. No one cares about anything else. Honestly, nothing else matters today," quote unquote. A third said, "Apple butter, a staple of the American South and rural America, announced on the day the icon of rural Southern America died. She could be effing tackier, but my God, it would be hard," end quote. Dolly died, and Nutmeg thought she could bring the news back to her, a fourth Reddit user asked. A fifth person lamented, "I'm sure it was pre-planned, but JFC, if you want to pretend you are an actual celebrity with actual relevance in actual Hollywood circles, you would have known to pull the announcement and not be effing tone deaf." Markle Nutmeg began teasing a little hint of what's coming in a video posted on Sunday, August 23rd, in which she walked through an orchard with a basket of apples. The California native, or now we should say the UK native, or UK resident, Cotswold resident, got roasted by critics for the promo. Some pointed out that the ad appeared to be put together with outtakes from the same video shoot Markle originally used to launch her line of holiday items in October of 25. The following day, Nutmeg posted photos of to her as ever Instagram page of the apple butter, including a spoonful being lifted from the jar with the caption, "A fall favorite coming soon," end quote. The ex-royal shared a post showing the jar alongside an apple and cinnamon sticks, introducing spiced apple butter, a sweet taste of late summer arriving tomorrow, August 26th. She doesn't really care about her product anymore. This is what it shows. She doesn't care, because if she did, she would have given some value to her product and the launch of it, but she did not. She was like, whatever, people are not buying my product anyways. Remember, she has millions of dollars of inventory sitting in the warehouse that she cannot sell. Therefore, why should she even bother? Now, UK woman says Nutmeg and Sperry needs security because the toxic British press, who have blood on their hands, riled people up to hate the Sussexes. She also she calls out the unhinged hysteria surrounding Harry and Meghan's return and says folks need to touch grass and go to a damn pub. Okay, so let's actually play this, what she is saying here.
I mean this in the most respectful way. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle moving back to the UK doesn't affect you. Meghan Markle potentially getting a role in the 3rd series of Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman on Netflix doesn't affect you. The taxpayers paying £5 million for their security actually doesn't affect you. None of this affects you.
Yeah, and this is so true. They are going to get a lot of money for the security, $5 million. And I believe that the monarchy will take care of that.
We've paid through our arseholes for HS2 that we can only hope that our great-grandchildren may one day see come about. None of it affects you. The media, especially Daily Mail, they've got blood on their hands currently, and they cannot say what they want to say. They cannot publish their usual absolute hate pieces against someone, especially a woman of colour. So they're just giving you tidbits just to rile you up enough that you then start to just hate them yourself for absolutely no reason. But nothing they do affects you personally. You might even say, oh, the taxpayers money. No, 5 million to the taxpayer is literally nothing. And trust me, for about 10, 15 years, we've been absolutely bent over. And this is not one of them. If it's 5 million, cool. It keeps a young family safe by the threats that people reading these horrible newspapers.
Yeah, like why would taxpayers spend even a dime? Why from their pocket? Why would I have to pay anything from my pocket? $5 million is really nothing. Okay, I understand. But then why would I even pay even a dime? Why? She doesn't explain that. Well, if she's willing to do so, then she can go ahead and do it.
Papers are saying. But the point is, if you are genuinely letting that maybe by chance Meghan Markle takes an acting role affect your day-to-day life enough for you to comment on something, you need to get out of the house. You need to go and talk to them. Go to a pub. Go and sit down in a pub and talk to someone. Touch grass.
Yeah, well, see, this is the problem with this kind of morons. They think that whatever she does affects us. No, it doesn't. The problem is when she talks negatively about, the monarchy. She throws her own father under the bus, her father-in-law under the bus, calls people racist. What about those things? They do affect how we see the whole world. Because if she is spreading all these lies, then people will grow up, young children, especially young generation, will grow up not knowing the truth. They will believe that, yes, the monarchy is racist. But that's not a healthy information. It's not something that our kids, young generation should grow up knowing about. And that is, of course, these are all allegations, false lies. So she needs to spread the venom. She needs to stop spreading all of these lies first. Then, yeah, we don't care what she's doing.
Airport. We understand they weren't given any police protection. They have their own, as you say, private security team, some of which we believe were on the flight with them, some of which were already here, and then travelled to a location unknown. But as you said, it is looking increasingly likely that the Cotswolds is where they are going to be making their new home with Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet, and I have had confirmed the 2 dogs have come with them as well.
So in other words, this whole trip is surrounded with so many mysteries. Like they had security guard on the plane, and after they got off the plane at the airport, they had those security that they should not be getting, $5 million worth of security. Then we do not know where they went. People are just speculating that maybe they have gone to Cotswold. Wow. Like why? Why? I don't know.
Chickens staying in Montecito, though. So, yeah, they're being well looked after, I'm told. Anyway, yes, so they obviously had a house, Harry and Meghan, there, following their wedding. They rented a private property in the Cotswolds, but they kind of abandoned it about a year later because paparazzi started putting drones up and filming their gardens, which clearly did not go down too well with Prince Harry. I suspect that probably isn't going to happen this time around. Archie and Lilibet expected to start a private day school in England next week, if not the week after, probably similar time to actually their cousin Prince George starting at Eton. So their spokesperson refuses to confirm that they've landed, even though it's pretty obvious that they're in the UK. I suspect that's because of security
Wow.
reasons and
Yeah.
and the advice they have been given. But I'm sure at some point we will
No.
see concrete proof that Harry and Meghan have arrived in the UK.
Yeah. Well, no, that's absolutely BS. These are all BS. Whatever they're spinning. Not Meghan, Sperry. I'll give you guys more updates on all of this. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video.